The beginner electric drum kit world is a minefield. You have so many options available, where do you start? Well, Alesis thinks they have it sussed with the Turbo Mesh kit. It's got a great price and it has the coveted mesh heads. So it's got to be the obvious choice, right? Well, I'd hold off to the end of this video if I were you. There's a couple of things you need to be aware of. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the look of the kit, the build quality, the sound quality, the size and portability, the features, the cost, and whether it's worth buying when compared to something else like the Alesis Nitro Mesh kit, the next step up from this one. I generally can't fault Alesis drums. They look really good. This kit will sit comfortably in the corner of a bedroom or a practice space. It's a simple, practical design and you get generous pad sizes. 4 8-inch mesh drum pads and 3 10-inch cymbal pads sitting on a sturdy steel rack. There are 2 pedals that come with this kit, one for controlling the hi-hat and one for the bass drum. However, they are just pedals and not a pedal with a beater and a bass drum tower, and I'll explain why this is important later on in the video. Now, in terms of build quality, the mesh heads on the drum pads give a realistic feel and response, making it comfortable to practice and develop your drumming skills. The heads are adjustable using the drum key that comes with the kit, so you can change the head tension for a firmer or softer feel and replicate the feel of an acoustic drum kit. The cymbal pads are well made as well. They are a little bouncy to play, however they hold solidly. The pedals feel secure under the feet, however, as I mentioned earlier on, the bass drum pedal doesn't have a beater or a bass drum tower like on a slightly more expensive kit like the Alesis Nitro Mesh. And the reason that this is important is that it doesn't provide the same feel or control as a real pedal. So while it might be okay to start off with, pretty soon it will be limiting the speed that you can play. And it's also going to limit your ability to develop technique to play faster. So a lot of people that buy these kits end up having to upgrade and buy a more expensive kit pretty quickly if they're practicing lots. I've mentioned it a few times on this channel already, but these pedals are the biggest downfall of these kits in my opinion. And unfortunately, they're very common on kits in the entry-level electric drum kit industry and at this price bracket. The frame itself is very solid. In my opinion, this is actually the most solid feeling electric drum kit in the lower end of the Alesis range. The small frame holds together really well. So let's have a listen to how this kit sounds now. This is recorded straight into Logic with no effects or compression, and this is the first sound setting on the module. As you might be able to hear, the sounds at this level are quite basic, and it does fall short when compared to competitors like Yamaha and Roland. Although for most beginners, this won't be a problem at all, and you can plug the kit in via USB to a computer and use something like Logic and Superior Drummer to have better sounds if you did want to do some simple recording on it. That being said, the bass drum pedal can sometimes mistrigger, which would be quite annoying in a recording situation. I wouldn't recommend using one of these kits for recording anyway, as it is meant for beginners new to the instrument. The triggering can sound a bit intense, so when playing faster phrases it sounds a bit more like a machine gun than a drum kit. The module comes with 10 built-in drum sounds, and if you would like to hear them all, I've put a link in the description below to a video where I go through all of the sounds. It comes with 30 play-along tracks too, so you can have a bit of fun trying to play along with them and get experience playing some music. Now moving on to size and portability. The kit will come disassembled, but it is fairly straightforward to put together. I've put a link in the description to our setup video if you need any help with it. It's only 65 centimeters wide and 58 centimeters deep when set up, so the kit's compact side makes it ideal for small spaces. It also means it's very easy to carry from room to room. It can easily be flat packed for storage against a wall or in a cupboard. The pads can be removed as well to make it completely flat and even easier to store. Its small footprint and lightweight makes it easy for an adult to move around. I'm 6'2" and I find it easy getting these into a comfortable playing position. If you're much taller than me, you may start to struggle, as I tend to have it towards the highest ends of the frame. Due to the placements of the mounting poles, it was surprisingly easy to put the hi-hat and snare pads into a comfortable position. as on some other kits it can take a bit of playing around to get it into the right spot. And one of the things I really rate about these Alesis kits is that they're great for children. You can set up the kit as low as needed and then the kit can grow up with the child, making them very future-proof as long as they don't turn into a giant. Talking about features wise, it's very basic. All of the pads are single zone, which means it doesn't matter how you strike or hold the pads, they'll always play the same sound. On more expensive kits, the snare drum will have dual zone, which means that when you strike the main pad, you'll get a snare drum sound, and when you hit the rim, you'll get a different sound, and that's the same for the toms as well. This allows the kit to have more versatility, more like an acoustic drum set. And it's also useful if you're planning on going for grades, as these sounds will help to work on techniques required in the later grades. So more expensive kits have the dual zone on the crash cymbal as well, which means you can choke the cymbal sound using your hand by grabbing the pad. This kit, unfortunately, is only single zone, which is fine until you're learning a song that has choked cymbals, or again, if you're working on later grades. All of the drum pads are of a decent size at 8 inches, and with the mesh heads make them comfortable to play and easy to hit. And then the cymbal pads are a standard 10 inch. As mentioned before, the kit has 30 play-along tracks and 10 different sounds. It has a USB MIDI out, which can be used for plugging into a computer for either better sounds or recording. It also has an aux in that allows the user to plug in a device to play along with songs. However, there are some limitations, such as the module's basic display and the fact that it doesn't offer the same extensive sound customization as more advanced models. Additionally, experienced drummers may find the drum pads somewhat limited in terms of expressiveness. So I get a few comments from people asking about upgrading the pedals on these kits. However, despite the connection being a 1/4 inch jack, the turbo module doesn't work with a nitro or higher bass drum tower. So if you do buy this turbo kit, you're going to be stuck with something that you can't upgrade. So all of that brings me on to the cost of this kit. As mentioned, you can get an Alesis Turbo Mesh kit between £270 and £325. £270 will get you just the kit and a pair of sticks, while £325 will get you a bundle, usually including a stool and headphones. Now, they're very good prices for what you get, but when you compare that to £300 and £370 for the Nitro Mesh kit, suddenly it doesn't seem as good of a deal anymore. So in summary, the Alesis Turbo Mesh kit is an excellent choice for beginners and drummers on a budget. It offers a realistic drumming experience with mesh heads, a few important features and affordability. While it may not satisfy the needs for more advanced players, it's a solid option for those starting their drumming journey. However, when compared to its bigger brother, the Nitro Mesh kit, it just can't compete with the extra features the Nitro offers if you're buying new. But if you can pick up a good deal secondhand, this could make a good starter kit for a child. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, as every subscription helps us out a great deal. If you have any thoughts or questions, please put them in the comment section below. I do love to read them. Thanks again, I'll see you next time.